Now I want to show you how to use this text tool here. You can see that I've actually got these safe margins turned on with this button right here. You won't have that when you first get started. You can actually edit what buttons are there with this little plus symbol, and you can take things off your button bar, and you can take them and add them on if you want to, rearrange them, however is going to be convenient for you. When I click OK, now I can toggle the safe margins on and off. I just want you to stay out of this outermost rectangle for the most part, and you don't want to put text right over the interesting parts of the picture. So it looks like this lower left-hand corner is going to be the best for this particular image. I'm going to be clicking and dragging from this corner up and out about where I would want the text to stay inside of. So you can see now that I have a text layer right here, and it's got some default. We've got a lot of text controls. You can see that the fill for the text is set to white. So when I start typing in here, and I say baseball, I don't know, is big in Japan. This may not be why I chose this. I chose it because I just let students pick what I was doing. But I can increase the font size if it's selected. So let me select it, and you can play with the font size a little bit. Notice it's staying inside that corral. If I need to make that larger or smaller, I might be able to grab this and do that. Sometimes it stretches the text, sometimes it gives you more room. I'd say we'd want this to not quite be that big. So play around with it. Having two lines of text sometimes works the best. Just don't have one word all by itself like an orphan down there. Have it have somebody accompanying it. This looks a lot better. But you'll notice it's very hard to read. So there's some things we need to do. First of all, I would think that making this a bold version is going to make a big difference. Might need to make the text box a little bigger. But it's still difficult in some places to see what that is. And remember, this is going to be in motion. So right here, the white text is really hard to see. One way is to go down here and change the stroke to the opposite color. You can have white text with a black stroke or black text with a white stroke. Here's the stroke's width right here. And as I increase that, it does make it so that it is legible. It's not the most elegant solution. I would rather have it kind of glowing around there. The problem is there is no outer glow here. So what we can do instead is add a shadow. So I'm going to turn on the shadow and say I want it to be black. And I'm going to make it 100% opaque and 0 distance. We don't want this to be doubling the letters. That just makes it harder to read. So instead we're going to bring it and put it right behind the text. Let me make this a little easier for you to see. I'm going to go to 75%. And use my scroll bars here to show just the text box. So the shadow's there, but it's behind the words. So now our job is to increase the spread and the size until we get a nice glowy background for our text. Very easy to read under all circumstances. I can show you that by turning the shadow off and on. So to me that looks a little better than the outline stroke. Always remember, put this back to fit as you're working and see if that's going to work for the whole time that the picture is in motion. Now there is a pretty nifty way to make sure that this doesn't just pop onto the screen. We can apply the default transition. Control D, if you've got that text box selected, will apply the cross dissolve. That's our default one. There are many, but just having it fade in and then fade out is actually not a bad look at all. The other thing I might do is maybe not have it be on there the whole time. So I'm going to move my laser pointer to here, and this is the only other time that I've given permission to shorten things up. And then maybe move it right there. It doesn't have to be exact. But now I've got the picture shows up, it's in motion, the words appear, the words disappear, and then we move to the next picture. General rule of thumb here is that you don't want so many words on here that it's going to distract people from seeing the real star of the show, which is the image. This is just supposed to be there to give them a little bit of information. So don't write a whole bunch of sentences. Don't make it very hard to read. We just want them to glance at it, see what it says, and then look back at the picture. The nice thing is, once you have one of them made, it's pretty easy to do the rest. Hold down the Alt button, and you can drag that over to another picture. Now, we don't want it to say baseball is big in Japan, so we can click on it and change the text. So here we might want to say something, I don't know what it is about football. I'll just be silly. Footballs are not round. Okay, so we may need to make some adjustments. If not the font size, then perhaps the size of the corral. I think maybe this corner might be a better place for it, so I can move it over there. Probably even use my alignment here and move it over to the right. If it's on the right hand side, a right justification is probably going to work better. And again, scan through and make sure that it's not going to cover up anything important. In this case, probably just that Nike symbol right there. Footballs are not round. And again, if you would rather have black text and white glow, pretty easy to do. You just go right here to the fill, change it to black, go to the shadow, change it to white. So easy to read fonts, black with white or white with black, so that we have the maximum contrast possible. And just make sure it's in a place where it is not going to be interfering with what the picture is showing. We'll also be doing something, either in Photoshop or this method, with credits at the end, making a text box that says thanks to the following websites, and then copying and pasting the websites into a text box that's right here. That'll take care of our credits.